I'm Sean Journalist Jackson at Black World Journal. I had an opportunity to talk to the president and CEO of the Texas Black Expo, Jerome Love. Take a listen to hear what Jerome shared.
Well, Texas Black Expo is a nonprofit organization with one simple mission, and that's to create wealth within underserved communities. We believe that if we're going to build strong, sustainable communities, it starts and ends with having income and having the resources to build those communities. So our methodology is to build strong businesses. When you build businesses, you create jobs and you create wealth. So ultimately, we want to create wealth within underserved communities so that they can become self-sustaining.
Next, I asked Jerome how COVID-19 has impacted small businesses.
Well, small businesses have been impacted tremendously, specifically in the restaurant industry, travel, and leisure. People aren't traveling, they aren't flying, they aren't eating out, they aren't staying in hotels. So it's just decimated an industry. Thousands and thousands and thousands, if not millions, of people have been laid off. So it's been across the board. So Fort Bend County is simply a reflection of the city and the state and the nation and really the world as a whole. So our particular partnership that we have with Fort Bend County is particularly geared towards helping restaurants because many of them had to shut down for 3-4 months, and then when they opened up it was at limited capacity, so they're still paying rent for their entire facility but they can only use 25%. So our goal was really to create a program that would help the restaurants generate revenue, keep people employed, and keep the money flowing through the county, and it's a tremendous economic stimulus. But then on the other hand, if we're able to provide some nice, nutritious, diverse meals for communities that need.
So, what were small businesses saying regarding the impact of customer loss and decline that resonated with Jerome Love?
Well, ultimately, the formula is real simple. For any business owner, you got to have people to purchase your product or service in order to generate revenue. Well, if you don't have customers, people aren't allowed in, or only a fraction of the people are allowed in, then you are in a position where your revenue's dropping, but your expenses in many respects are staying the same. So with regards to restaurants, hotels, the primary way they can cut their expenses is their labor expenses. Thus, people are being laid off. Now you got a whole group of people over here that no longer has jobs, have backgrounds in restaurant and chefs and things of that nature, can't find a job. So now they're having trouble putting food on the table. So it's just a vicious cycle that goes around and around. And you could just understand it. You know, it's just kind of part of where we are, and we're all working towards our new normal.
Next, Jerome shares how his newly launched program, We All Eat, is designated to aid small restaurant businesses.
So, according to the Texas Restaurant Association, they expect roughly about 30% of all the restaurants in the state of Texas, specifically the small business ones, to shut down and not be able to open back up. So, that's the one end. And we just talked about the economic stimulus there and the employees and the vendors and the taxes and things of that nature. But then on the other end, you have individuals that have lost their job, have been furloughed, have lost income if they're an entrepreneur, and are struggling to put food on the table. So this is a program that kills two birds with one stone, creating economic synergy here in Fort Bend County by providing meals for individuals that are in need. It's something more expansive than what they may get if they go to your typical soup kitchen or food bank or whatever the case may be. But it helps the businesses to stay afloat, stay employed, and to hire more people. Many of the restaurants are needing to hire people to take care of this initiative. So it's just a tremendous program. We salute Fort Bend County Commissioner Grady Presses for his vision and seeing the value in this program. Currently, they've allocated $2.8 million towards the initiative, and we're really hoping to grow and expand it to help even more people and to have a greater impact in the community.
Next, I asked Jerome what resources can benefit the We All Eat program so people know the program exists.
Well, of course, influencers, media outlets such as yourself, to kind of help us to tell the story, let people know what's out there. A lot of times when we think of programs to support, specifically if it's federally funded or federally backed, we think very long and cumbersome, and you got to provide all this information. This program is very simple. Go to our website, put your information in. You have to be located in Fort Bend County, and you have to just be able to show impact from COVID. So if you're on unemployment, if you can provide a letter from the Texas Workforce Commission, you have a letter from your employer stating that you were laid off, furloughed, hours cut, that's all the proof we need. And then you and your family can eat on a daily basis from some of Fort Bend's top restaurants throughout the end of the year. Our goal was to make this very simple. With regards to the restaurant owners, all they have to do is have a valid certificate of insurance. They have to be located within Fort Bend County and have the capacity to do about 200 to 250 meals per day. That's it. Nothing else. We don't need tax returns, bank statements, anything like that. So we tried to make it very simple. We're of course indebted to your organization and your publication for helping us get the word out. And we need more publications to carry the story, talk about what we're doing. Like us on Facebook and Instagram, share our posts to help us to feed as many families as we can during this holiday season.
The We All Eat program exists only in Fort Bend County, but what if it existed in multiple counties? What would the benefit be and the outcome potentially be?
Well, at the end of the day, I can't predict the future, but certainly we are hopeful that other counties would pick it up and we will be able to expand the program. That's our goal and that's our desire, but we can't speak for other counties. Certainly we will put it out there and we will pitch it, but we will see what the future holds.
What is the critical component that drives the We All Eat program?
The program is scheduled to end December 31st. That's the deadline for the current CARES Act funding. It's been speculated that that deadline will be expanded or extended. We don't know. But right now, under the current structure, all the funds have to be spent by December 31st. Now, what's our goal? We think that this is a very innovative, creative program, COVID, non-COVID. This is something that we love to see counties across this country to implement to help their individual populations that's suffering from food insecurity. According to research on feedingamerica.com, Harris County, I believe, was about 13 to 15% food insecurity rate. Fort Bend County was right around 10, 12%. So this is pre-COVID. So post-COVID, those numbers are higher, but this is a program that I think could be utilized year-round, whether it's a pandemic or not, to help many people as well as to help small businesses.
Fantastic. And how many restaurants are able to participate in the program?
Well, right now, we just had our press conference a week from Monday, and the program opened up 2 days ago. So we're still enrolling restaurants. Now, our goal is to have roughly about 20 to 30 restaurants because, of course, you got to think about 2.8 million is a lot of money, but if you have 1,000 restaurants in the program and each of them split that up, it's not as great an impact. And from a logistical standpoint and a managerial standpoint, that will be quite difficult. So we're limiting it to roughly 20, 30 restaurants. And hopefully we'll be able to grow and expand it from there. But right now, as we're rolling the program out, figuring out what works, what doesn't work, it's roughly about 20 to 30 restaurants.
Okay, fantastic. What's the qualifications for restaurants to participate in the We All Eat program?
Located in Fort Bend County, you have to have a valid certificate of insurance, and you have to have the capacity to do about 200 meals a day. That's it.
Okay,
go to wealleat.com, Texas, and you can sign up if you're an individual or a restaurant. Simple, just go to the website. There's a link for individuals and for restaurants where you just click on that link. You can go through the application process. Once again, it's just a simple one-page application, and you can get in the program.
What about the daily capacity of patrons inside these restaurants?
So when you look at the numbers, what we are projecting based upon just some numbers that we've received in terms of individuals that have received support from Fort Bend County for housing and utility assistance, that number is roughly about 4,000 or 5,000 households. Now, when you look at the fact that each household probably represents an average of 4 people, that's roughly 20,000 people that could be eligible for this program. So so when you look at that, we're putting the word out. We're doing our marketing. If we get one with just 25% of that, 1/4 of that, that's 5,000 meals a day. That has to be distributed between those 20 to 30 restaurants. So that's kind of where that number comes from. The 200 to 250 is per day. It's not going to be at once. We have a 3 to 4 hour window for pickups, 4 to 7 every evening. People can come pick up their meals, or they could schedule to pick it up some other time. But some people may come at 4, some may be 4:30, some may be 5. So they will be spread out throughout that window. They need to have the capacity to get the people in and out relatively quickly. The way we've got it set up, the orders will be in 72 hours in advance to give the restaurant owners plenty of time to know what's coming in and to have everything pre-prepared and ready to go.
It's not a complicated question at all, but we asked anyway. How easy is it to participate in the We All Eat program if you are a small business owner?
Go to wealleattexas.com and just look at the application, look at the process. Sometimes I've actually talked to a lot of restaurants. Some have kind of felt like, what's the catch here? But it's no catch. We're just simply here to help you, your organizations, and we feel like by helping you, and that's really the mission of Texas Black Expo, when you help that small business, you help the whole community, because that small business employs people. That small business has vendors who they purchase products from. That small business sells products, goods, and services that have a tax on it that goes back to the local economy, that takes care of our roads and our infrastructure. So it's just a cycle. It's economic synergy. So when you support small businesses, you support an entire network and an entire community. We want to get the word out, so please help us get the word out. We thank you to Black World Journal. Go to wealleattexas.com to sign up, enroll, and of course follow us on Instagram, Facebook at We All Eat Texas as well.
I'm Sean Journalist Jackson at Black World Journal.